Hello YouTube, welcome to Bub's World. You're watching Bub's Comics. Today we're going to get into a small stack of books that I picked up from the MyComicShop, most recent MyComicShop Prime auction. So let's see how I did.
You're watching Bub's Comics, Bub.
Alright, so technically there's only one or two books here out of the auction, but then once I win those books, I will go ahead and round out the cart so that I can save on shipping. So I throw a bunch of other books in there that I already had on my list, and I just dump them in there. So let's see how I did. So first up is a modern book. Picked this one up as a cart filler. This is Wonder Woman number 23, part of the DC All-In, with a great David Nakayama cover. I believe he's returning to form on this. Some of the more recent Nakayama covers I haven't been too keen on. I feel like he does a little bit too long strokes and really makes it very exaggerated. But this just captures a great Wonder Woman just perfectly. Great proportions, which he often does not do anymore. He's been making very long torsos and extremely long necks, but this he got right. So well done, David Nakayama. I think you might be back, my friend. And then we're going to go a little further back into that, probably the 90s, or 1990 in fact, with some great Mark Shultz Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. Check that out. So I'm a big fan of Mark Shultz. And this Cadillacs and Dinosaurs run needed to be completed, so they're not particularly difficult to get, but I had them on my list and I've been wanting to pick them up. So here's number 1, and then we also have a number 3. Very cool, digging that. Enjoy his art so much. Those almost look like slee stacks from the Land of the Lost. Pretty cool. All right, next up, we have another probably 90s book. We have Dark Horse Presents number 100. This is issue 1 of 5 of the 100. So I guess they did like a multiple covers on this. So normally I wouldn't pick this up. Not even the biggest Dark Horse fan, to be honest with you. But I picked it up because this little beauty has a hidden talent, and that is Dave Stevens' back cover art. So check that out. Mimi Roden. Look at that. Very cool. Nice hooter there. See that hooter? That's that. There you go. Striped pants. I'd say when she starts riding that bike and the wind starts blowing, I don't know if that jacket's going to hold up. It's a little small in the middle. So very cool. Once I get this one done, I'll probably bag and board it with the Stevens art facing out. So didn't have this one, needed this one for the collection. I'm not a completist when it comes to Dave Stevens, but when I see the art that I really enjoy, I definitely want to add that to the collection, and that fits the bill. And I like some of these back cover finds. All right, now we're going all the way back to the Golden Age. This was one of the books that I picked up at the auction, the Prime auction. I didn't think I'd win it. I fought hard for it, I have to say, but I was very surprised to win it for what I did. And this is a book that I've been hunting at conventions for so long now. It's kind of got ridiculous. There's a couple of dealers out there that have a copy of this book, and every time they see me, they look to see if they still have that book, because I'm always like, let me see that book. But anyway, it's Rocket to the Moon from Avon. This is kind of a one-shot. So Rocket to the Moon from Avon. This is Wally Wood and Joe Orlando art. Technically, this is one of those that gets listed as Orlando and Wood. So some of them are Wood and Orlando, and some of them are Orlando and Wood. But you cannot deny, especially the guy there, that's a Wally Wood drawn face and head. I would say that she's probably Wally Wood as well. And I would say usually Orlando will draw the monsters, And one of his favorite aliens to draw is this type of alien with the big egg head and kind of the antlers growing out of its head. So that is a favorite of Joe Orlando. And you see a couple more in the background. They surprisingly have helmets. That one doesn't. So have to read the story to find out just what's going on. Her legs go all the way down to the bottom. Just lovely. Good stuff. And of course, you can always tell that that he's rescuing some sort of, alien damsel in red, because she's not wearing a helmet. So if he needs a helmet and he's a human and she doesn't, what's that tell you? She's from the old alien planet. So some ray gun action there. So good stuff. I've been after this book. I want to say the closest I came to it was a copy for like $500. Somebody had a kind of a lower mid-grade copy, like a 3.0, and I almost bought it that day, and that was working them down. He wanted like $750 for it, worked them down. I got this one for very little compared to that, so I was very, very happy to pick this up. Just super pleased to get this book in the collection. Been hunting it and chasing it for a long time, so finally glad to have it. Also, I don't pick up a lot of pulps, but you've probably seen in my hauls a few pulps here and there, and especially as of late. But I picked up this Amazing Stories from June 1948. And the reason I do is because I pick up Girls in Tubes. And here's a subset of the collection. Here's a nice girl in a tube. Now, at first, I didn't pick it up because I thought, you know what? I think she's just in a sheet of ice. But the more I look at it, I think it's a tube. That, yes, they're chiseling out, but I mean, you see all the other ones in the background? So these are like tubular ice pillars, and there's a bunch of them. You see it's a whole field of them in the snow. So like over top of the glacier. So for that reason, I think that that qualifies as a girl in a tube for me. I sent it off to my friends in the Golden Age community, and I said, "Does this qualify for Girls in Tubes?" And I got a resounding thumbs up. So we're taking it, Girls in Tubes. So that's it. That's the quick haul. I also had one that in the MyComicShop Prime auction. There's a link below if you've never been to their auctions or even their website. You should check them out. The worst kept secret in comics is buying books there. So that's it. That's all I got. Remember to read a comic and don't apologize for the glare. Bye-bye.
Now subscribe, you egg-sucking pieces of gutter trash. Now.